Hugo. So for this week, you practice country gardens, and I'm sure that sounds great. And I thought today I want to do scales with you. And a good place to start with that is C major. And although we haven't discussed, thus far you've only played the stretched second finger, but in C major, no, we're going to do G major. There is a new sort of a second finger that's not stretched. I'll show you about it. So I'll show you all about it. We're going to do 2 octaves of G major. It's going to sound like this. I like you to play 2 bows per note. That with 3 notes because it's always nice to end a song with a down bow. Alright, so if you'd like during the week to play the scale with me on this video, I think that would be helpful. But to start off with, okay, it's easy. Open G string. First finger, normal place. Second finger, normal place. Third finger right next to the second finger. Open D string. First finger, second finger that's stretched, meaning not next to the first finger, and then your third finger is right next to your stretched second finger. Open A string, first finger on the A string, and then here your second finger over here is not going to be stretched because there's not a sharp, meaning it's right next to your first finger. I don't know if you can see properly, but it's right next to your first finger. Right next to it. Third finger. So there's going to be a little space between the second and third finger now. Open E string. Normal first finger. And then a second finger right next to the first finger. And the same way down. Even though it might seem simple, it's really invaluable, the scales and the sort of, it forces us to practice our technique. Use nice and long bows, like the example I gave you. Listen that everything is nice and clear, that the intonation is spot on. You can play it with me on the video. And then also, check out that your wrist, like I'd like to call it a lazy wrist, like this, don't make sure that it's nice and long, and also that you don't have a curious thumb. Don't let your thumb stick out like that. It needs to be nice and tucked in, so that ultimately the goal we want to reach is so that you can stretch your pinky as far as necessary. So nice long bows. The second finger is a little bit new. I think that it's not stretched on the A string. And to not have a lazy wrist. After you practice 2 bows per note, I want you to play it one bow per note, up and down, and then also short, what we call in music staccato, like just to get used to different ways of using your bow. We don't always have to play a long bow, which we call legato. The two major different ways of playing is legato and staccato. So if we start implementing it in our scales, it's a nice good way to get a good foundation in songs we're gonna do later on. Alright, so that's it for this week. It's important to, like I mentioned, focus on intonation. So take it slow, start practicing it slowly, and then if you feel you want to up the tempo, if you're sure about your fingerings, where the second finger should be, if you're unsure, listen to this video again, practice with me, and that's going to be a good step to take. And then next week we can do a song again. Okay, I hope you have a good week and good luck.